Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful tweet and talk with our ONED student chat. We've had a little bit of mix up. Hopefully you can join us and have joined us. You found the link. If you can keep posting that link for anybody who may have gone to the website and doesn't know where they are, that would be awesome. So today, we had a half hour of great talks. And once again, this is ONED student chat. It's a student-led chat that connects K-12 students across Ontario to discuss topics and questions related to character education, social justice, and citizenship. The ONED student chat creates opportunities for students to network with others, gain perspective, build relationships with new learning partners around the province in a literacy-rich environment, and experience social media as a platform for learning. A positive digital footprint for everybody involved. So thank you so much for joining us today. We have a wonderful panel, and I'm going to pass you over to Rylin, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how this works and some of the norms and everything else. Awesome, Rylin.
Okay, so for anybody who is watching this tweet and talk on YouTube, there will be a comment space to the bottom or to the right, and this way you can share your thoughts and ideas. And if you are watching this from the website, you can chat with us on Twitter. If you use the hashtag ONedStudentChat, you can post your ideas. And please remember that this audience is for K-12, so your comments and questions should be appropriate for all ages. And with that, I will send it back to Brock.
Thank you, Rylin. So today on panel, we have a wonderful group. I'm just going to point you out, and you guys just introduce yourself, maybe a little bit about where you're from. And yeah, so Ella, start with you.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm in grade 7 at North Perth Westfield Elementary School, and I go to school with Sam in Listowel.
Wonderful. Well, we'll go to you, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I go to North Perth Westfield Elementary School in Listowel in grade 7 with Ella, obviously.
Awesome. We have some new blood on the panel today, which is amazing. Kat, how about you introduce yourself?
Bonjour tout le monde, or hi, my name is Catalina, full name Kat. I am a student at Cardinal Carter Catholic High School. I'm enrolled in the IB program, currently doing year 1 or grade 11. I moved to Canada 3 years ago from Romania, and I am fluent in English, French, Russian, and Romanian. So today I will be speaking in both French and English.
Oh, Kat, I'm super jealous. I wish I could speak that many languages. It's so awesome to have you on panel. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Rylin.
Hi, I'm Rylin. I'm in grade 8, and I go to this little school in the middle of nowhere called Howick. And yeah, that's basically it.
Wonderful. Thanks for being here, Rylin. You're a veteran. And we have 2 brand new students joining us from Elizabeth Ann Seton Catholic School. Is that right? Yeah. Kaylee and Sandra, tell us about yourself. Thanks for joining us.
So we're from grade 6 and from St. Elizabeth Ann Seton in Barrhaven, Ottawa.
Wonderful. Nice and cold there. I was there this weekend. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm in grade 6 too as well in Madame Kravietsky's class in Ottawa, Ontario. We go to St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Catholic School, and we're in grade 6.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so now we're going to get into it. Sam and Ella, can you just tell us a little bit of the norms of how this tweet and talk works and how people can get involved?
Sure. So first of all, we have 20 minutes to discuss 1 or more questions.
We remind you to be mindful because this chat is open to students in K-12.
Active participation from each classes are watching.
All comments made during this chat should be positive and productive.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. If you may not agree with something someone has said, but we ask that when challenging an idea, You respectfully disagree with the idea, not the individual person.
Okay, that's wonderful. So today we're gonna go right down to question number 1. Who does anybody want to read it for me? No, I don't think anybody's assigned, so I will do it. Tweet and talk question number 1. How would you explain human rights to a friend? Anybody want to jump in? How would you explain human rights to a friend?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
I would explain by saying that we all have education and healthcare in Canada.
Okay. So healthcare and education, something about human rights. Kat, I think I saw you looking to get in on here. So what do you got?
Si je dois expliquer ce droit à mon ami, je dirais que ce sont des droits ou précisément des prérogatives dont peut bénéficier n'importe qui. So those are the rights, but I would more say the benefits that we have since birth. So no matter who can have them. Les hommes se naissent égaux en droit, so the people are all born equal in rights. So les médias ou la société ne peuvent pas l'influencer, so medias and our society can change or influence them. Ils sont garantis pour tout à la simple condition d'être humain, so they are guaranteed to everyone by the simple condition of being a human.
Okay, that's pretty deep. I like that. So you just have to be a human to have some human rights.
Yeah.
What else? Anybody else?
I can go.
Yeah.
I'd explain it to my friends saying like human rights are something that is basically given to you at birth, and it's like it's the right of like freedom of speech and being able to have a home and being able to eat and all that.
Okay, we're getting some similarities here. Sam, Ella, anything, or are you guys good?
Well, I feel like everything's been said, but like human rights are just the thing that everybody has or should have. Like just basic everyday things.
Yeah, Kat.
Yeah, just to add on what Sam said, those are the rights that we should all have and that makes us human. Ça, ce sont des droits qui nous font humains. Those are basically defining us.
Okay. I'm taking a look at Twitter right now, and 7B at Westfield, similar things. They've said that they would explain by saying that we all have rights. And Ethan Hopkins says that human rights is having rights in life, and everyone has the same opportunity to do anything they want. And what else we got here? We have, I would tell them that rights as explain children have rights as have the freedom to live. So we have lots of similarities here. It seems like human rights has something to do with just being human, that we get them. Like there's certain things that we get because we're human. Does anybody else have any comments on this one? What are human rights? How do you explain them to anybody?
Here.
Yeah, one more.
I just wanted to say that it's very important for people, and especially young people, to understand that they're not influenced by our society or by what's going on in our social status. Alors, je pense que c'est très important de dire à notre jeune génération que les droits humains ne doivent pas être influencés par les médias ou par notre société ou par le statut social.
Very, very good. I've similar things are coming up here on Twitter. 7B at Westfield, a lot of the same things. It's things that human beings should just have. That no matter what's happening in our society, they shouldn't be taken away. I think the key word people have been stressing is should, right? So very good, awesome. Anybody else? Should we go to question number 2? Yeah, okay. So question number 2, in your mind, what are basic human rights? So some of them I think have come up already, but what would you say? Some of basic human rights. Anybody can jump in.
Juste pour commencer, je pense que le plus important et essentiel droit, c'est le droit à la vie. Ça semble simple, mais c'est élémentaire. So just to start off this discussion about human rights, I think that the most important right is the right to live. It sounds very simple, but I think nowadays people start to neglect it. But it's like the most compulsory and basic human right everyone should have.
Sorry, Kat. It was a bit mumbled. Did you say the right to live?
Yes.
Or leave?
Leave. To leave.
To live?
Yeah.
Okay. So the right to life.
Yeah. Basic.
Okay, so basic human life. So anybody else? What else you got? Some basic human rights.
Oh, I have some rights so it's basically everyday things that we do. Go to school, have a house to live in, the ability to go to a grocery store and buy food, and so on.
Very good. What else?
I think the freedom of expression and the freedom of speech are big ones, because somebody like me who's very opinionated and big and I feel like being able to have your own opinion and being able to express your feelings how you want is something that everybody should be able to have.
Just to add on that, I think we can also say that the right to be free and equality is also a big thing. So le droit pour la liberté à l'égalité, because nowadays, especially with different political or religious views, I feel like so many people are restricted in their right to be free and out of prison, or the right to be equal and have different opinions. Alors, je pense que c'est important de comprendre que le droit pour l'égalité et la liberté sont essentiels dans notre société moderne.
Very good. Kaylee, Sandra, do you have any? Yeah. What do you think some basic human rights are?
Well, in my opinion, basic children's rights are the right to healthcare, so they're like healthy, and like having a doctor is very good. Education and family life, so they learn more about like school and math and language or French or whatever. And then play and recreation is a big one too, because they need to get like healthy and like physical. They need physical like activity. And so basic global human rights are social and cultural rights. And this one's pretty general, but like freedom. So like being able to be like any religion they want in any country. That's what, in my opinion. And racism, they shouldn't be judged by the color of their skin. Being able to speak any language. So like not by like, remember like the I won't call them natives back then.
First Nations?
Yeah, the First Nations, like the story of like Channy Wenjack or whatever. They weren't allowed to speak their language in the First Nations home thing. Residential school. And being able to be any religion of their choice in any country is too a big one. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
I guess being an immigrant myself, as I said, I moved to Canada not so long ago, just 3 years. So I think for me, having my own culture and being able to speak my own language and embrace it here in Canada is a big part of it. And I'm very happy this human right of mine was respected and is continuing to being respected. So as the boy said, we are not. I don't have to take a different religion or a different culture. I can do something different by simply moving to Canada. I can still be myself. Alors, parce que je suis un immigrant aussi, je veux dire que c'est très important pour moi de percevoir ma culture et ma langue materne ici au Canada.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Yeah, so I think some basic human rights would be basically like freedom of speech. Everyone has their own opinion, like Rylan said, and I think that's really important. Everyone has the basic needs like healthcare and getting a good education. Like basic rights.
Wonderful. So taking a look at Twitter, we got Miss Envoy's class. We got the right to food, clean water, safe home, to safety, the right to life, to learn. A lot of great conversation happening on here. At that 7B at Westfield, have a voice, freedom and equality from LT. So we have all these really great understandings of what kind of basic human rights, and they really they're really large, which is awesome. Okay, what time we got? We got some more time. Anybody else have anything else to say about any basic human rights?
No.
Yeah, Kat.
Also, like as it was mentioned before, I think healthcare is also essential. And again, I would say this ties into the right to life at the same time, because in many developed countries, as we know, the healthcare is not really a big thing, and it's an issue that I think we all have to work on to help those people achieve and have the same human rights as we have here, because I think we tend to take for granted those basic human rights we talk about because they're so accessible here in Canada, whereas in different less developed countries, they're not as accessible. Alors, je pense que c'est très important de voir la différence entre le droit de l'homme qu'on a ici au Canada et aussi le droit de l'homme qu'on a dans les pays qui ne sont pas assez développés. Je pense qu'on doit aider à sensibiliser les gens à propos de le droit de l'homme, et spécialement le droit aux santé et à médecine dans le pays en développement.
Okay, we got a little bit more time for follow-up. I'm wondering, a question that seems to come up, or a comment that comes up a lot on the Twitter sphere and in our conversation, is this idea of freedom and the freedom to do things and freedom to have things. Is there any particular ideas when somebody says freedom? Does anything come to mind for our panelists? Yeah, Kat.
I think for sure freedom can be divided in freedom of speech, so in what I say and what I think, and also in freedom of moving around and like not being restricted, so not being in jail and stuff like that, unless I did something against the law. So I think freedom of speech is like, if we talk about freedom, physical freedom, so like not being restricted in a prison or stuff like that, I think that's kind of sensible topic, because if you do something against the law, you should pay for it. But if we talk about freedom of speech, I think no one has to be judged on what they say or what they think, because it's your own opinion, and unless it harms someone, you're allowed to think and say whatever you think. So. Alors, je pense que c'est important de comprendre que chacun peut avoir son opinion, et si ça ne fait mal à personne, ils peuvent penser ce qu'ils veulent, ils peuvent dire ce qu'ils veulent aussi.
Okay, awesome. We have about 12 minutes left, so let's get to question number 3. So question number 3, how can you promote human rights in your school? And it'd be great to hear from everybody, and what's happening in their schools, or what plans they have for the future, and how we can promote human rights in our schools. Hit it. Ella, how about you?
I think that we could promote human rights in our school by just being accepting, and when you're being educated, you've got your rights and you should be thankful for that, and to promote your human rights, just be happy for that you're getting this education and everything else.
Okay, so appreciate some of the rights that you do have. Great.
I guess the basic thing that we can do here as panelists on this chat is just share this experience with our classmates, and talk about how important it is to have a discussion about human rights and appreciate the rights we have. Alors, je pense que c'est très important d'être un exemple pour d'autres camarades de classe et de montrer comment on peut discuter à propos des droits de l'homme et de les sensibiliser à propos de leur importance.
Sam?
Go ahead.
We promote human rights in our school we have a community club called Seeds for Change. It stands for our school name because our school's name is too long.
Right.
We do.
And we make sure everyone is accepted in every single way by doing charities for the Audio Humane Society to make sure that every single animal has a special type of care. And we do have different hospitals and different charities that help other people.
So Kaylee, does the whole school get involved?
No, it's mostly just 5s and 6s. Well, they can choose. 5 and 6s choose it, and they spread it out to the whole school.
Oh, awesome. Any tips, Kaylee or Sandro, about how to get people excited about human rights?
Well, I think it might be a good idea to start a human rights club, maybe where you can promote human rights in your school. That's one of the questions I know on the on one of the chat questions. But, yeah, it'd be cool if you could start a club and just promote it in your school, so people can join and they can learn more about it and go deeper with it.
Wonderful. What's happening at your school? Yeah, Kat?
Okay, so here at Carter, we do have a lot of clubs. We are a very active school in this sense, and we do have an identity squad, we have an eco club, and I think those two, the identity squad especially, they really help promote the human rights and the equality and freedom of speech around the school, but also because I am an active member of a lot of clubs in the school, and I would say that we are trying to incorporate basic human rights and awareness about those human rights in all the clubs. So even if we talk about the drama club, the play we have on right now, we'll have on soon actually, talks about this subject and about equality and freedom and stuff like that. So we are trying to incorporate it as much as we can in fun clubs and activities we have around the school. So I think that's really cool in trying, maybe not make a separate club about human rights, but trying to incorporate it in what we have right now. Because I think this way is more effective by showing that it's important, but it can also be connected with different things around.
Wonderful.
Oui. Alors, je pense que c'est important de le connecter avec des activités que nous avons dans l'école et de montrer comment on peut incorporer les droits de l'homme dans les activités de tous les jours et dans le club qu'on a maintenant à l'école.
Awesome. I'm just taking a look at Twitter. We have some great happenings all throughout the province. A lot of campaigns, advertising, people making sure that human rights is promoted and is talked about in all the different clubs, like you were saying, Kat. People making sure that everybody feels in schools that they belong and that they're unique and are important. So we have lots of great things happening throughout the province. Anybody else on panel? Who haven't we heard from? Rylan?
Yeah. So in our school, we talk about human rights once every year, but we don't really talk about it a lot. So I think in our school, a big thing is our announcements. Everything we talk about and all the stuff pretty much happens on the announcements. So I'm thinking for our school, once a day we could promote a certain human right, or once a week, and then just get the basics out there so everybody knows.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Sam?
Yeah, I have one thing to add. I agree with everybody else. You just need to start talking about it more, because I feel like it's not talked about as much because everybody either just doesn't know anything about it or everybody just knows already. So.
Okay. So Kat earlier was saying earlier in the conversation just that, it seems, and Sam, same as you, that it seems like human rights are so protected and common here in Canada that it's rare that we have to think about them. And I'm wondering, as we move forward through our slow chat throughout the month, these ideas of, protecting our human rights and, talking about them. What happens when you see somebody being bullied, or somebody is, not included in something because of something. What do we do as students and as teachers and as community members to make sure that everybody's rights are protected? What do we have to do as leaders, not just talking about it, but what kind of actions might we do? I'm just throwing it out there. If anybody wants to comment, we still got a couple minutes left.
I guess the basic thing we can all do is stop it. It sounds so simple, but I think a lot of people, especially students in a school, like in high school, it's my third year of high school right now, like you tend to ignore things just not to get involved and not to get more troubles. So that's a big thing. Like ignorance is a really big thing, and trying not to talk about it, not to cause more issues, instead of stepping up and saying that this is a problem, bullying is a problem, and we have to fight it. So I guess what we all should do is just stop being so ignorant and trying to fight it and step up and stop it. Alors, je pense que c'est très important d'arrêter et de parler à propos de ça instead, au lieu de l'ignorer.
Some of the comments coming in from Twitter saying that it is possibly just we have to just stop it, but it can be a scary thing. It takes a fair amount of bravery, and I think what we're doing here today, talking about it and finding out that we all believe in human rights, it's a lot easier to stand up if you know other people are going to be there with you in a moment, right? Good. Okay. Any last thoughts today from our panel? Just taking a look at Twitter. If anybody else has anything. Yeah, a lot of similar stuff. People saying that they do more school announcements, more campaigns, and yeah, Rylan, they've commented on this idea that human rights often only gets talked about once a year. So we need more than that. Okay.
I guess we should give it more context. As I said, if we try to, instead of doing a separate meeting about human rights and stuff like that, because like, again, from a high school perspective, what happens if we have an assembly about human rights, everyone's going to be on their phones and not care much. So I guess, like, I'm being honest. So I guess it's a good idea to give it some context and try to incorporate it in different activities that might be interesting for different levels.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, last one. You get the final word.
I would say because Acceptance Day is 1 day a year, I think that should be every single day instead of being 1 day a year.
Acceptance Day, 1 day a year. Yeah, every day should be Acceptance Day, and every day should be Human Rights Day. I agree. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us for this wonderful ONED student chat, tweet and talk. I'm just going to share my screen here so everybody can see the schedule for the next. Hopefully I can do that. Present everyone. And so our next key chat is Tuesday, January 23rd at 9:30 a.m. No, this is long ago. I lie. I'm sorry about that. We'll make sure this is right. Stop presenting. Okay. So we have a slow chat that's happening throughout the month. And then there's a K to 6 chat that's happening next Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. And we can join us here on Twitter. Find us on our website at ONedSsChat.com, Twitter at ONedStudentChat. And thanks to everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next month. Thank you so much for the panelists. Thank you so much, all our guest panelists. Invite your friends. We're going to have another wonderful tweet and chat in a month. Awesome. Bye, everybody. Human rights, Acceptance Day, every day. Cheers.